There are 7 key personality factors that are going to determine whether or not you will be successful when it comes to freelancing. Give me your next 5 minutes and I'm going to walk you through the first one to help you determine whether or not you're a person who will kill it in freelancing or if you're more likely to quit within the first 2 weeks. Real quick, I just launched a brand new beginner-friendly freelance community. It's completely free, no upsells, no catch. If you're interested in freelancing, just let me know in the comments below and I'll get you inside. If we haven't met yet, my name is Erica Knoll. I am a top 1% freelancer out of the over 18 million Upwork freelancers. I have since retired my husband and I now travel full-time as a digital nomad here in our RV. I help provide beginner-friendly, step-by-step advice so that you can build freedom and financial stability through freelancing, even if you think you have no freelance-friendly skills. If that's of interest to you, please give me a follow. So let's go ahead and get into the very first trait that will help determine whether or not you might be successful when it comes to freelancing, and that first skill is having a growth mindset. Now, growth mindset is probably a term you've heard before, especially if you're a parent or an educator, but in case you haven't, I want to explain it real quick in an easy way so that you can help identify whether or not you fall into the group of people who have yet to develop a strong growth mindset or you have a growth mindset. So the way how a growth mindset works is when you come up against a challenge, a problem, a setback, when that challenge comes, person A, who has not yet developed a strong growth mindset, is going to experience that challenge and their response is going to be, I don't know how to do that. Whereas person B, who has developed a strong growth mindset, will experience that exact same challenge and their response is going to be, I don't know how to do that, but I could figure it out. The difference between these two people, both of them don't know what their next step is. All right, they get to the point that they're stuck, but person A stays stuck. They are not going to move forward until somebody else pushes them forward into the next step or someone clears the path so that they can take the next step. Whereas person B, they also don't know what their first next step is, but they have built confidence in their abilities, especially confidence in their ability to learn things that they don't know, to figure out problems when they happen, and to push through because they're confident in their own abilities to problem solve. So this person's willing to go ahead and take a step forward even though they don't know what the next step is and figure it out as they go along. That's the key difference between the two. Having a growth mindset is critical when it comes to freelancing because especially when you're a beginner, you don't know what you don't know. And there's going to be so many different aspects that are going to push you out of your comfort zone because you're going to be in a learning curve. So we'll take me for example. When I was working my 8 to 5, I worked in compliance in healthcare. Okay. And what I ended up doing in freelance was I became a copywriter. So the path between compliance to becoming a copywriter, which I had never done a day in my life, was a path where every step was an unknown for me. But rather than waiting until I knew everything that I had to know to feel confident to put myself out there as a copywriter, instead, I just took the first step and then the next step and the next step, and I figured it out as I went along. So if you think that you are years away from being able to freelance, I'm telling you that you're not. You just need to have a growth mindset and be willing to take those steps even when you don't know for sure what you need to do, and you problem solve and learn and iterate as you go along. So if you listen to this and you thought, yeah, I don't think I have a growth mindset, the good news about this is that this is not something that you're born with or not. This is a skill that you can develop. And the first step is being mindful that you get stuck when you don't know what the next step is. So once you're aware of it, you can start to practice telling yourself, no, I'm capable of learning, and then push yourself outside of your comfort zone to go problem solve and go figure out what your next step is. But if this is you, chances are freelance, at least right now, is probably not the best fit. But if you listen to this and you thought, I do think I have a growth mindset, then congratulations, you have the very first trait of the 7 traits that will predict whether or not you're going to be successful as a beginner freelancer and be able to break into freelancing. If you want some support in checking out the world of freelancing, you can join my free community. Again, there's no secret $2,000 upsell on the back end. Just let me know in the comments below you want an invite and I will get you inside. I'll be back tomorrow with trait number 2, so give me a follow if you found this helpful.